Hey everyone, welcome back. Remember that feeling? When you finally find that perfect piece of armor with just the right stat rolls, the one you've been grinding for?
Oh, yeah.
Get ready to experience that a lot more often, because today we're diving deep into all the armor changes coming to Destiny 2 Frontiers.
That's right. We've got those excerpts from Bungie's latest developer insights. And
Yeah.
they're really trying to make armor exciting again.
They are.
They even admitted, it's become a bit stale. You find those god rolls.
Right?
And then PF, the fun kind of fizzles out.
Yeah.
So they're trying to change that.
It really does seem like they've been listening, like they've heard our desire for, more meaningful armor choices.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? How are they tackling this?
Well, they're completely reworking how stats themselves function.
Okay.
And they're starting with, the individual stat points.
Okay.
So instead of those points only really mattering in, tiers of 10.
Right.
Every single point that you get on a stat is now going to give you a tangible benefit.
Wait, seriously? No more, agonizing over whether that 6 or 16 recovery is actually making a difference.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is huge for build crafting because it allows for way more freedom, way more fine-tuning.
Okay.
You're not going to feel like you're locked into using a piece just because it's got, a slightly higher stat in a certain tier. Every point counts now.
Okay, I see how that opens things up, but doesn't that almost make the god roll chase even more difficult?
Yeah.
Because now, if every point matters, it's going to be even harder to find that absolute perfect piece.
So that's where the stat cap comes in.
Okay.
Each stat will now max out at 200.
Okay.
But here's the really interesting part. From 101 to 200, every point contributes to a powerful bonus effect that is unique to that stat.
Whoa, hold on. So it's not just about hitting a flat 200. It's about maximizing that 101 to 200 range for some sort of extra boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
It encourages a much more specialized approach to your build.
Right.
So instead of everybody just chasing the same generic god roll, you can actually focus on pushing certain stats to their limit and creating builds that have, unique strengths based on how you've spec'd them out.
So more variety in builds, more ways to play, less pressure to find that 1 in a million perfect roll.
Exactly. And then to add to that variety, they're also introducing stat archetypes to legendary armor.
Okay.
Think of it like predetermined stat focuses.
Okay.
So you might get a piece that is naturally geared more towards, let's say, resilience and recovery.
Right.
While another one might favor mobility and intellect.
So less about getting those dump stats you don't need and more about finding pieces that actually align with how you want to build your character.
Right. This means that your armor choices become much more deliberate.
Right.
You're not just looking at the highest number anymore.
Yeah.
You're looking for pieces that actually complement the way you want to play and double down on those strengths.
And it sounds like this is going beyond just our typical helmet, arms, chest, legs. What about class items?
Yes.
Are they getting left out of this whole stat revamp?
Not at all.
Okay.
In fact, class items, so your cloaks, your bonds, your marks,
right,
those will now have stat distributions just like any other armor piece.
No more ignoring those class items because they don't have the stat rolls I'm looking for. I am here for this. This is going to be a game changer.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even all. They're also giving some of the stats themselves a bit of a makeover.
Okay.
Both in name and function.
Okay, let's unpack this. What kind of makeover are we talking about?
Well, for starters, discipline is no more.
Oh.
That stat is now called grenade.
Okay.
And strength.
Yeah.
Gone. It is now melee.
Just makes sense. Way more intuitive. I always have to stop and think for a second.
Totally.
But you said they're changing how those stats work too.
Right.
Okay.
And these changes are designed to make those stats more impactful. Think about it this way. What if, with the right build, you could have your grenade energy recharged twice as fast?
Oh, wow. That changes everything. Suddenly grenades become much more a part of your strategy, especially for those real build crafters out there.
Exactly. And not to be left out, special ammo is also getting a pretty interesting change.
Okay.
It's not just about finding more ammo anymore. It's about, getting more bang for your buck. Literally.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What's happening with special ammo?
So instead of just finding more special ammo out in the world, a higher stat will now increase your chances of getting those double-sized bricks.
Double ammo bricks. Okay, that is huge, especially in those high-level activities where special ammo feels like it's on a 5-minute timer.
Right.
You're telling me I could potentially get twice the rockets, twice the sniper ammo, twice the... Well, you get the idea.
Exactly.
Oh, man. I'm already strategizing loadouts in my head.
And that, like, strategic thinking.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're going for with all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want us to think carefully about our stats and how they interact with our playstyle.
Right.
But it goes even deeper than just the individual stats. They're introducing a whole new layer of customization here with set bonuses.
Set bonuses? You mean like if I equip a full set of armor from, I don't know, a specific raid or activity, I get additional perks?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Equipping 2 or 4 pieces from the same set will unlock unique perks that are designed to synergize with that armor's like theme.
Okay.
It's adding a whole new dimension to build crafting.
So it's not just about finding the best individual pieces anymore. It's about creating like a cohesive set.
Exactly.
That really amplifies like your chosen play style. So like could we see a scenario where players are incentivized to have like completely separate builds for PvE and PvP because of how impactful these bonuses are?
Absolutely. Imagine a scenario where like a Crucible set bonus gives you enhanced radar or like faster ability regeneration while you're in PvP.
Right.
While a raid set bonus might offer like, increased damage against bosses or better protection from certain enemy types.
Whoa. Okay. That changes everything. That's like having entirely different subclasses but tailored to specific activities.
Exactly.
Did they give any like concrete examples of set bonuses in the article?
They did. One they mentioned was like a potential set bonus for demolitionists, where your grenades become more powerful the more explosions you cause.
Okay.
So it encourages a play style that is centered around like chain reactions and just widespread chaos.
Now that is what I call synergy.
Right.
Stack those grenade boosting stats, equip that demolitionist set, and just watch the enemies melt.
Yep.
What other examples did they give? Because I'm so ready for this level of build crafting.
Well, they mentioned like the possibility of a Tex Mechanica set bonus that boosts hip fire speed, handling, range, and accuracy.
Oh, man.
So suddenly you become like this gunslinging force to be reckoned with.
My inner hunter is freaking out right now.
Yeah.
And those are just 2 examples. I can only imagine like what the possibilities are going to be.
Yeah.
This completely changes the game, wouldn't you say?
It really does.
It's not just about like grinding for those individual pieces anymore. It's about creating a synergistic set.
Right.
That elevates your Guardian to a whole new level.
Absolutely. This has the potential to be like truly transformative for how we approach armor and builds in Destiny.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're really committed to making sure that all of our hard work and dedication to, grinding for this armor is rewarded.
Speaking of which, we've got to address the elephant in the room.
Boy.
What about all the armor we've already earned? Is it all just becoming obsolete with this new system? I can already hear the cries of Guardians everywhere, dreading the thought of dismantling their entire vaults.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Bungie has assured us that all that legacy armor will be updated to fit within this new system.
Okay.
So stat types might be adjusted, to match the new categories.
Right.
But the actual stat values will be as close to the originals as possible.
Okay, that's a huge relief.
Yeah.
So no need to panic just yet.
No.
We won't have to say goodbye to our favorite armor pieces after all.
Exactly. They understand that the grind is real.
Yeah.
And they want to honor the time and effort that players have already invested.
Right.
But it does kind of raise the question, like, what about exotic armor?
Right.
Those are their own beast.
They've got their own unique perks, and a lot of times don't play by the same rules as legendary armor.
Totally.
So what's happening to them in this new system?
That's a great question, and they've said that full exotic armor updates are coming a bit later. They're still figuring that out.
Okay.
But they are actively working on a way to like incorporate them into this new stat system.
Okay.
And make sure that our favorite exotics remain, relevant and powerful choices.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So while we may not see those exotic updates right away, it's reassuring to know that they're on Bungie's radar.
Absolutely. And here's something else that's really exciting.
Okay.
They've even mentioned plans to let us customize our exotic class items with additional stats in the future.
Wait, seriously? We're finally going to be able to give those like coveted exotic cloaks and bonds and marks?
Yes.
Those perfect stat rolls?
Yes.
That is massive. I mean, we already knew that exotic class items in the final shape were going to be like unique and powerful in their own right.
Yeah.
But to be able to customize them even further,
I know.
that's That's next level.
It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about new armor and set bonuses and customized exotics,
Right.
it does bring up like a pretty significant logistical concern that I'm sure a lot of Guardians are already thinking about.
Oh, I think I know exactly where you're going with this vault space.
Bingo. They even acknowledged it directly in the article, calling it a real problem.
Yeah.
They are well aware that our vaults are already bursting at the seams with all the weapons and armor we've accumulated.
Yeah. Problem might be an understatement for some of us out there.
Right.
I've become a master Tetris player, just trying to fit everything in.
For real.
So did they offer any solutions to the vault space issue? Are they planning to increase vault size with Frontiers?
So they are looking beyond just adding more slots,
Okay.
which honestly wouldn't really solve the core issue long term.
Right.
They hinted at something potentially bigger coming in the expansion after Frontiers, codenamed Behemoth.
Behemoth. Okay, now that's a name that sparks some serious curiosity.
All right.
It sounds like they're cooking up something big to address our storage woes, but
Yeah.
we'll have to wait a bit longer to see what those plans actually entail.
Yeah, it really does sound like they're thinking like long term with this,
Right.
which is reassuring.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to, introduce all these awesome new armor features, but it's another thing entirely to make sure that we actually have the space
Yeah.
to manage them and
Right.
appreciate them.
I mean, the last thing we want is to be forced to dismantle, like, a year's worth of grinding just to make room for a couple of new armor sets.
Right.
So while we wait for those vault solutions to materialize, let's maybe take a moment to appreciate, like, the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
We've thrown a lot of information at everyone today, but I think it's safe to say that Bungie is essentially, like, hitting the reset button on armor in Destiny 2.
It's a complete
It's a
overhaul.
total system overhaul.
Yeah, they're acknowledging that, the current system has its limitations.
Yeah.
And they're taking these bold steps to make armor feel meaningful again, like rewarding again. It's about more than just the stats themselves, right? It's about empowering players to really express their individuality through their Guardian's build, through their play style.
And that's what has me most excited about all of this. It's not just about chasing, the elusive god role anymore. It's about embracing all the possibilities that open up when you can fine-tune literally every aspect of your armor to create something that is truly uniquely you.
Yeah, totally.
We're talking specialized builds for every activity playstyles we haven't even imagined yet.
Totally.
A whole new level of depth to this game that we haven't even seen.
It's like they're handing us a blank slate and saying, go wild, experiment, create the guardian of your dreams.
Yes.
And with stat archetypes and set bonuses and customizable exotics, the tools are there.
They are. And I, for one, cannot wait to dive in and see what amazing builds the Destiny community comes up with.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Because I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the future of armor in Destiny 2 Frontiers, I have one final kind of thought-provoking question for everyone out there listening. What kind of Guardian are you going to create with this new system? What playstyle are you finally going to perfect with the help of set bonuses and specialized stats? The possibilities really do seem limitless. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you in the next one.